We announced last week that we were going to be heard in Norfolk, and we're being heard in Norfolk right now.
We are.
Well, starting on Monday, February 4th, I believe that's a week from today.
It is.
We're going to be simulcast in Richmond on 910 The Fan.
Richmond, look at that.
910
Cool.
The
It's all
Fan.
about short pump down there. Short pump.
It's home to Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, the award-winning host Wes McElroy, good dude, who's going to debut his signature sports commentary in the afternoons, 3 to 6 p.m.
So
Awesome.
the Junks empire expanding to another spot in Virginia.
Yeah, let's just take over
That's
the
big.
entire state.
I was telling the boys,
like it.
I
That's the
saw it
plan.
via Twitter.
I
You
like
can always tweet us at Junks Radio. A lot of people were referring to it as the RVA. And then Eric said,
right.
what does that stand for? And I don't know. R, I got to believe, is Richmond.
Richmond,
Virginia.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
come on.
Then it's just
How
Virginia.
difficult is that?
Doesn't-
Even
Now, I've never-
A-Wad's laughing
Now,
at
I've
you.
never heard it referred to as the RVA. I guess that's the new thing down there. But, yeah, we're expanding to RVA.
Yeah, I think it's very, very cool.
And you lived in RVA
I probably
for a
won't
year.
ever call it the RVA.
Did you live there for a year? or
You
just
call
like,
it Richmond.
Yeah.
How long
exactly.
did you actually live in Richmond?
Well, a year.
1 year.
One school year.
One school year, yeah.
Right. And then you got the hell out
But
of there.
spend a lot of time there with travel softball, I'll tell you that.
Right.
Love going
It's
down
like
there.
your home away from home.
Really is. So, that's
And
gonna be
you were
fun.
there because you played basketball at the University of Richmond.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
By the way, in a
With
couple
Kenny
years,
Atkinson, who now is killing it as the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets.
He is.
Jason's not going to know what to do with himself. In a couple of years.
Yeah.
All right, your eldest daughter right now is choosing college. College next year.
Yes.
And then your youngest, 2 years or one?
2. Yeah, she's a sophomore.
So in about 2 years, you're going to have no softball to go to.
I know.
What are you going to do with your life?
I don't know.
He's
It's gonna be a lot
played
of
golf
golf.
Probably
5
still-
times.
It's going to be a lot of
A
golf.
lot of golf. I might still coach. Who knows? I mean, I might still coach some
a lot
of
of
those kids.
time for some extracurriculars with the.
You mean going to the casino?
Yeah, go on to the one and only sports book.
It's going to be a lot
Exactly.
of tea time.
I don't know. I'm going
at
to be.
home.
I'm going to be a weepy mess. I'm going to be an emotional mess when my kids are off to college.
Yeah.
You're
I can
gonna,
t- I
you
can
know
tell you
what?
that.
And you're gonna be like FaceTiming your kids all the time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know that?
No,
They're
he's
gonna
be
they're
so
gonna be
annoying.
declining.
No, you're
They're gonna
not.
be declining
Probably.
their
You're not
phone
be
calls.
I mean, my son is about to graduate from college in the spring.
Yeah.
There's no FaceTiming.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're not
Well,
like Jason.
I'll do
You're not
whatever
like
I
Jason.
can. Yeah, you should have seen how many times I texted them this weekend when I was down in Mobile.
Right.
I was
Lots of
texting them like
texting.
5-6 times a day.
Let me guess. A lot of one-word texts back from them.
Yeah, 'cause they
Fine.
wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah.
What were
They
you
just wanted to hang out
asking?
with them. I was just checking in.
It is a hard thing
Asking
to
what
deal
they were
with.
doing.
And I tried to explain it to my son. I was like, you don't understand. So my son's 18, and he's a senior. And he's going, I said, you don't understand. We've raised you since, the moment you came out. And then it's hard to watch you become your own person and take off and not care about us anymore. It's a hard process to go through because the
Right.
fact is they basically don't care about you anymore. They want to do their
They
thing.
want to do their own thing, be
They wanna
with
do their
their
own thing
friends. They
and-
want to be
and
independent.
Make their
Which we
own
did.
decisions.
Of course.
But it's
the same way
hard
we
as a
felt.
parent to let go.
We were kind of fortunate because we didn't have to deal with text messages. Like when I went to my dorm room, my mom could call me, but you didn't have you weren't bombarded by messages, which is basically how probably Jason's kids feel.
Yeah.
All I know is obviously the kids don't have any idea how we feel about it, all right? And we didn't when we
Oh,
were
yeah.
their age.
It
But now
sucks.
that we are in that spot, I mean, you've already done it.
Yep.
You've already done it. Eric and I
Kelsey,
will
we
be.
just did a breakfast on Saturday, so
Right.
she was home for a month. This is a solid month, and we went to a couple of games. We had some good times. We had kind of a goodbye breakfast. But she was ready to hop on that bus to
was
New
ready to
York.
go.
Oh, yeah.
She already had plans with her friends. I was like, what are you going to do when you get there? She's
It's
like,
the
I'm hanging out
natural
with my
order
friends.
of things. It's the way it's supposed
I'm just
to
saying,
go.
I'm not
Yeah,
going
but
to.
it's not natural for parents.
Oh, I know. It's tough. It's tough to
Yeah.
adapt
And I
to.
have no idea how I'm going to react to it.
It'll be
I think I
brutal
know.
at first,
I'm
but
sure
then
I'll
you'll
get used to
settle
it,
in.
of course.
But it's not
I
gonna-
don't know that you're going to stick with the coaching, the softball, because now all of a sudden, now you've been part of that team, but you're the creepy, like, ex-dad.
I know, it
still
does feel
coaching.
weird. It would
Yeah,
feel
you're
weird.
just got to make clean break.
Well,
You
not
know,
if you
those
love
are-
the sport.
No, I
If
love being
you
around
love the sport,
Yeah,
then you
but
can
the
do it.
old man with the teenage girls,
Yeah, but if your
it's a
kids,
little
if your
weird.
kids aren't there anymore, and then you're still kind of hanging around,
Yeah.
that's kind of weird.
Wait
No,
a
I think
second. A
you're
lot
right.
of my kids' coaches, their kids have already moved on, and they still coach.
No, it's just it's
They're
an
coaches.
awkward feeling. Believe me, it is. But it is, I have no idea if I still have a couple years. But I'm just saying when both of my kids are out and I'm an empty nester, we're empty nesters, I will be an emotional wreck.
But they
Well-
may be close by, like you said, if she's going to choose a school in Virginia, not that far
Yeah,
away.
I have
Yeah,
no
but if she
idea.
goes to Virginia Tech,
Virginia-
that's not close by. It
And
might
that's
as well
5
be,
hours.
That
Yeah.
might as well be in UCLA.
Yeah, but you can
Exactly.
fill that void with alcohol and tea times.
Oh,
So that-
much more alcohol.
And
Jason.
gambling.
It's gonna be a lot of
Yes,
alcohol.
Valdez.
Are you incentivizing them to stay in state?
No. I'm not. No. I told my daughter,
Not a bad idea,
whatever school you really want to go to. If you really want to go to a school out of the state, if you want to go to South Carolina or NC State, Clemson, these are the schools she applied to. Whatever. If you really want to go, then I'll send you there. But if you really don't care, then obviously it's going to cut the bill in half.
But
see, here's the thing.
Because I would think that you really want them to stay in state because the cost would be down and it would be closer to you, and I feel like that would be.
I know, but I don't want to force her to go to a certain
JP
school.
went
because
through
of
that. His daughter did not want to go.
Her to do it because she'll be unhappy.
She'll be
whatever.
miserable. JP's daughter did not want to go to a local school.
I'll pull back the curtains a little bit. I don't think that she's really hard up to go to a school out of state.
She doesn't
Radio
care.
Insider.
She's okay.
I don't think she really does.
Virginia Tech's far enough away from Dad.
Yeah, it's like being in another state.
Well, I mean, she's got to get into Virginia Tech.
Right. But that's the one in state that she's looking at, right?
Well, JMU or Virginia
Or
Tech.
JMU.
It's hard because Kelsey did this last
She
year.
just
so
found out.
Kelsey
She just
got
found
into
out
the-
on Saturday. She got into Maryland. I said, "You're not going to Maryland."
and that's a good school.
Because it's out of state.
Yeah, it'd
Well,
be
it's
like
out of
30
state,
grand
but
a year.
It's 30 minutes away. I
Right.
mean, it's not like
Too close.
Plus, PG County's awful. I mean, I don't even want her going to Maryland. It's cool that she got in. That's fine. It's an option. But we're waiting on a couple other schools.
Does she know, though, what specific school within the school she wants to go to? Like, Kelsey wanted to go to a business school. And it's hard to tell your kid, like, she got into Maryland. Hey, go to Maryland. Very good school. Ranked as high as, I think I saw ranked as high as number 45 versus a school which is ranked in the top 10. It's hard to say, you know what? You're not going to the top 10.
Right.
You're going to 45.
That's
No,
true.
who knows?
It depends on how the kid's wired. Some of my boy doesn't really care. My daughter cares.
Right.
You know what I mean? In terms of like the academic status.
Prestige.
Yeah. I mean, some kids care, some don't. If your kid cares, then you got to cater to that.
And I don't want to slam one specific school which she got into.
Yeah.
But her response for one of these schools was a good school. I would have gone there. It was a really good school. She was like, yeah, but so-and-so's going there and he's dumb.
Right.
I was like,
That's how
okay.
the- that's
a
how
lot
the
of
kids think.
intellectual snobbery going on over
That's
there.
how the kids think.
That's how they talk about each other.
Right.
Yeah,
My
she was,
kid-
no, but you would probably talk. Well, her point was that nubbers were going to that
Right.
school. That's how we would
But
say
it doesn't even matter. I mean, if you get into a school, you make it.
It doesn't
what
matter.
It really doesn't. You graduate. It's all about who you
Unless
know.
you go to like a Harvard or something.
Right, of course.
Which
My daughter, actually, she's not even thinking about that. She just wants to go to a big football school.
right. That's a lot of the kids are.
She's like,
That's very
I said,
trendy.
Dad, I don't want to go to Christopher Newport. I'll be bored.
Yeah.
I want to go to a big football school where I have something to do on the weekends.
Right.
I
They
said,
want
I
to
get it.
party.
I
They
get
want
it.
to party.
Then you should be steering her towards Blacksburg because that's a big football school and it's in the Commonwealth.
Well, I mean,
And
she's
it's
got-
People love JMU too, though.
Hey,
People
Richie,
love
Richie.
JMU.
she's got to get accepted first.
Absolutely.
You know what you should be pumping now that we're on in Norfolk? Old Dominion.
Yeah,
Hang out
she-
with
You
Jeff
do an
Jones.
ODU.
we love Jeff Jones down there, but that wasn't on her radar.
Brian Stiff.
But she's gotten into Penn State.
BJ
That's another
Stiff is
great
a
school, and she's
playable.
gotten into Maryland. She's gotten into some good schools, so I think she's got a great shot at
Got
getting
into
into
Penn
East
State,
Tech.
JMU, Maryland, deferred at South Carolina, which
That's weird.
it's really weird. There's a lot of competition from this area going to South
That's
Carolina.
bizarre. I would have thought any donk could go to South Carolina.
No, it's not like
I
that.
thought so too.
It's not
But
like
I know
that.
they have
Our
a
former
program there. I
our
think
former
they have a-
intern Seamus
I
went
thought
there.
that would have been the easiest.
I think they have a
that was-
program where it's like cheap if you can find a major there that they don't
That offer
offer
in other schools.
at
That's
others.
the old workaround.
I think that's why
You
a lot
find
of
that
people try to
major
go
that,
there.
that a school in your state doesn't offer.
And then can
and the
you
other school
transfer out
does?
like switch majors like your sophomore year, or do you
I
have to
don't know.
stay with
I
a
don't-
major?
I think you probably to get that in-state
Deal?
tuition.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're not.
probably
Everyone
gotta
would
stick
do
you
that.
go to the old silly undecided that
Everyone
second
would do
year.
that.
Yeah, I was definitely undecided my second year for sure.
So if you have kids that are really young, 6, 8, 10 years old, enjoy those days, my friend, because it gets here quick.
Yep.
And then you start getting emotional, and you start getting sad, and then you start drinking more. I'm not looking forward to that day when she rolls out to college.
I was talking to somebody and they were saying they just might send their kids to trade school, become a plumber. No one wants to become a plumber, and the plumbers are
or electrician.
yeah, they're killing it. Don't even mess around. And it's no one wants to deal with poop and duty, but but it's a
I've heard that
great paying gig.
Walmart is desperate for truck drivers. They're starting people out now. If you can drive a truck, you have to be able to drive one of those big 18
Come on,
wheelers.
you learn that in a week.
$90,000.
I mean, yeah, but you're on the
90,000.
road all the time.
You're
That
on the road
life
a lot.
sucks.
But I mean,
I don't like that road.
salary kind of jumped out at me.
You could be a plumber, make that kind of money.
Sure.
Yeah, or you could go to school, have $250,000 in debt, and
I know.
live with your parents because you can't find a job. Or
Yeah,
just
but you
become
know
a silly
what?
plumber.
It's hard to tell your kid
scoop poop out of
It's hard to
toilets.
tell your kid,
Major
don't
in
go
finger
to college,
painting.
go to trade school.
I know, of course. You
It's
want them to have
impossible
that
to tell.
experience. I get it.
Well, I mean, most kids want that experience.
Trade
Jason
school's
hates
definitely
Maryland, man. He grew up in Maryland and PG County.
There's a lot of self-loathing.
Jesus.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
PG
you got
County's
a
the
Maryland helmet right there.
If
To
it's a
Maryland.
different part of the state or different county, I'd be all over it. But PG
So
County's
if
the
the
worst.
University of Maryland was in Bethesda,
It's a possibility. Yeah.
then it'd be a
But it's not Bethesda, is it?
That little enclave right there, though, is
I
fine.
know, it's a beautiful
college town.
campus.
It's a college town.
Campus is it's okay.
Yeah.
There are nicer campuses
Well,
in safer places.
So it was all about safety. So like
I mean, it's one thing, but
theoretically, because I'll say this, Kelsey's going to NYU, New York City. Now it's fine. I think it's fairly safe where she is, but it's New York City.
yeah, that's a big.
I mean, the population is ridiculous.
That's a big change.
Would
big
you send her
change.
to a city school?
If she really wanted to,
But she didn't apply to any.
not city schools. No. Biggest city was College Park.
Right.
I mean, State College is in the middle of nowhere. Clemson's in the middle of nowhere.
Plus she wants
No,
to go-
well, South Carolina's in
She wants to go
Columbia.
to big-time football school, JP. She didn't want
Right.
to go.
She's not going to Maryland.
Yeah, none of those are in the middle of the
I
city.
mean, Mike Loxley. I saw some tweet over the weekend. Didn't understand it.
Right. Well, Jalen Hurts didn't want to go there.
You think the Skins attendance is bad? Go to the Terps football game.
But Columbia, South Carolina, that's an urban area, but that's probably the biggest one.
If you were in her shoes, which one would you choose?
VTech.
into
My
all.
my favorite campus was
State?
Clemson.
Oh, Clemson.
Yeah. Clemson was beautiful.
But she didn't get iced, right?
She didn't love it, but she was kind of changing her tune a little bit in the weeks after.
Really?
Plus, she was watching Clemson, win a national
Yeah, they
championship.
won the Natty.
She's like,
That
Dad, maybe I
kinda
would like
steers-
Clemson.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
she might follow her dad's path and go to 3 colleges.
She
Well, we'll
could.
see. Hopefully not.
But you started in Richmond, and that's where we're going to be heard.
It's the
starting
RBA.
on Monday,
Very cool.
9:10, The Fan. So spread the word for the Junkies. All right, coming up next, we'll go around the NFL with the Junkies Blitz. Don't go anywhere.